Are we doing an intro to this?
Sure.
Should we make it a Christmassy intro?
I don't know. How?
Could you put some bells over the down?
Some
sleigh bells.
Yeah.
Welcome to Drum and Drummer, a podcast focused on drums, drumming and drummers. I'm George Pickering and that's Ben Winty, and we are both professional drummers in this business we call music. So stick around and join us as we pass the time whilst trying to stay in time.
I put my Maltesers on the spacebar and I started just playing back the episode.
I was like, this is poor podcasting.
Merry Christmas, George.
Merry Christmas,
Here's
Ben.
a question for you.
Go on.
When is it? How long can you still say Merry Christmas after Christmas Day?
You can't.
Right,
You can't say it.
Well, I did say it.
The cut-off. Well, yeah. This is pre-Christmas. We're not live.
Boxing Day.
I was talking about this yesterday. It's fascinating how as soon as Christmas is over,
We're
you're right.
recording the Zoom. Don't matter though, but that's fine.
Keep that in. As soon as Christmas is done, all the Christmas songs stop. Obviously.
Yeah.
But isn't that funny, right? I mean, it's all on the radio at the moment. And it will be up until Christmas Day and on Christmas Day. But Fairy Tale in New York, you will not hear that on Boxing Day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It just stops. It's different to New Year's. Because we talked about this last year, I think. What is the cut-off point to when you stop saying Happy New Year to someone? You know?
Yeah.
But Merry Christmas, once it's done, it is so done, you know? It's debatable where the lead-up starts, but there's no question where it stops.
I agree, boy. I agree. We're doing this before Christmas.
Yeah.
2 reasons. One, a busy schedule because we're so popular.
Mm.
And two, I'm in New York right now as
when
we
this
speak.
drops.
So, yeah, we've got a little special Christmas episode, haven't we?
Yeah, we do. You know, we asked loads of people if they wanted to
Everyone we knew.
Everyone we knew. And then
And with 2 days' notice.
Yeah. Everyone was too busy, so we said, let's haul out the same people we had last year. And now it has to be a tradition. It has to be, you know, those people.
Yeah.
So
we got Elliott Joseph, Josh Rowe back on the show, returning for another Christmas special. But this time, we popped in a little sprinkle of Neil Elliott as well. So all previous guests. I think now Josh, despite not being a drummer, is now on his third appearance.
Yeah, he's come back more than anyone.
Yeah.
And that's hard to top, 3 appearances, you know?
Very much so.
You know.
We had a lovely time, all in person at the studio.
All in person.
Good time. It felt weird.
We won't ruin it. Bit different vibe this year, I think.
Different vibe.
You know, the way I describe it, less banter, more serious.
Okay, yeah.
That's how Josh said it to me afterwards. He said, wasn't as much banter this year, but I felt like we delved into stuff. Maybe that was adding Neil. Neil sort of
brought it down.
Right. We're all failures, you know.
Because he's like an actual grown-up with children.
Yeah.
And he came in, took the dad role.
Yeah.
Right, children, stop misbehaving.
Exactly.
We're going to talk about something serious. If you want my time, if you want to haul me away from my kid doing athletics for 45 minutes, we've got to talk about something worthwhile.
Exactly.
But it was good. It was good. It was good.
What do you want to do before we dive in?
I think we should dive right in. But I'll say this. There's going to be another little bit at the end of the episode where I'm going to give George a little bit of a Drum and Drummer in 2023 quiz.
Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
And also, someone on Pointless has nicked one of my stories. Enjoy. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
From Drum and Drummer.
Drum and Drummer. I have to get the last word in because you always do it. What do you mean by sleigh bells?
It's a stick with bells around the outside.
Is it?
Yeah,
That's what it is.
He knows.
Tambourines are tambourines, but sleigh bells are specifically for Christmas.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sacrilege if you use it at another time. I've heard.
You'll hear it at the start of Christmas songs normally. Kind of a bit more
And I heard the way you usually hold the handle so it's something down and you hit your hand.
Ah, so it's softer. Yeah,
That's
so
the
you're not.
best way to
It's not skin on metal. Otherwise,
absolutely
Mm.
allow the bells to dangle.
What if
Duff
you hold the
point to
bells upright and hit the bottom of your hand?
no.
Like
You
a,
don't want to do
like
that.
the
like your
assistance of
Absolute
gravity.
amateur. Absolute amateur behaviour.
Well, it's like if you do a tambourine, you don't shake the tambourine and hit it against your hand. You hold the tambourine. If you're looking for just a kind of, or like bing, tambourine sound.
Yeah.
Because if you shake it, you might get extra tambo.
And the key is
You
there
don't
as
want-
well. You hold it horizontal.
Yeah.
So there's the little
symbols.
the reen bits. I think they're
The
called
mini
the reeds.
hi-hats.
The
They're
sound
called
of the
little
reen.
mini symbols.
The mini hi-hats.
Yeah.
Will the gravity will help you.
Yeah.
Keep it short
Again.
and succinct.
Yeah.
Gravity.
Use gravity, however you can.
Yeah.
As often as you can.
You know.
As often as you can.
Big
Gravity.
advocate of it.
I used gravity yesterday when I was wrapping some presents. I put a little bit of sellotape on the table and then let the sellotape drop. And then I've got a nice line of sellotape. You know what I mean? I didn't stretch it out. I knew it would fall. I was like...
Did it unravel naturally through gravity?
With
Yeah,
the
yeah.
I'm questioning
sound.
the stickiness of that
I was going
tape.
to say, if
Yeah,
that's
it was-
unravelled in that manner, then
It's a good
Yeah.
question.
Yeah,
Whoever's
maybe if you
getting
give
that
it,
knows.
maybe I'd
It's not
expect
gonna
it
have
to
a
unravel slightly if you had the sort of semi-yo-yo technique. You gave it a little downward.
Yeah, I might have given it a little bit of help, you know.
Bit of help, yeah.
But yeah, I'm 29 now. I know when to use gravity and
Yeah.
when not. You know what
Oh,
I mean?
it was nice hearing about you turning 29. Apart from the COVID.
Yeah, COVID was a bit of a downer.
Yeah, not the best gift on your 29th birthday.
No, I think still one of my favourite birthdays was 25th that you came to
Oh, the one in Gunwharf.
and you came to.
And we met, and I,
And I was somewhere else.
he was not there, which is a
Yeah.
shame.
Was there in spirit?
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
you talked
Yeah,
about
of
this
course.
last year. So
did we? Right.
probably
This
shouldn't have your birthday
is-
so close to Christmas.
Yeah, this is going to be a problem.
Gonna be a
Don't-
common
It's all about,
problem.
it's all about George, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, me.
yeah.
Did you get your
Nothing wrong
shoes
with
for your
that,
birthday?
No. Should we talk about the shoes?
I think
I'd
so.
like to.
So, first of all, have you seen the brand?
No.
I saw them in the car park, so
Read that.
Wait, have you talked about these before?
I don't
The brand
know.
is, for people listening, Aldi.
Or
ALD.
Aldi.
or Audi.
Yeah.
It's Aldi or Aldi. Either way, I didn't know they do shoes.
They
He's
do a
got-
lot of stuff.
As
That
in the
little bit.
supermarket.
Yeah, as in the supermarket.
Okay.
That middle aisle.
Time. It's been a tough year.
Yeah.
Guess how much?
£15 I'm going in with.
Yeah, exactly.
He's
Really?
nailed
Yeah,
I
that.
was
Oh.
thinking that, but then
Yeah.
I changed my mind. I thought it would be one of those ones where you go, guess that, and then someone guesses too low. And you go, well, no, not that cheap. That's mental. So I then was going to up it to $19.99.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Well, the big question is, are they nice? Are they
They're
comfortable?
actually, they are very comfortable.
They're moulded to your feet?
Yeah, I don't wear them out of the house much. You know what I mean? I knew I'd just be getting out of my car and coming in here because, especially if I wouldn't want to go into Aldi and wear them. I look like a super fan.
Like an
you know what I mean?
employee.
Yeah, yeah.
Do
God
the employees
forbid.
wear them? I've never set foot in one.
No.
Does that constitute
Anything below an
merch?
M&S. And,
Is that what?
Does it constitute merch, or is it
I don't know. I guess
I'd say
so.
it does.
Audi
Yeah.
band
It's
merch?
not the colours of Audi, though, is it?
I
they've got
think
a bit
so.
of
Or is the blue?
I feel like there's a yellow in Audi though.
Or were we
bit.
thinking Lidl?
Ah,
Yeah, basically the same shop.
yeah.
But I got them down the middle aisle, and I went, I'm going to get them purely as a conversation starter. And
Conversation over.
Here we are.
Yeah.
Got a good few minutes out of that.
Yeah, indeed.
Good shoes.
How are they when you're drumming? Are they
I
good?
haven't tried them yet. That's also
Oh.
why I wore them today, because I'll try after this.
Indeed.
We'll see. I reckon they'll be all right. They're kind of like the cheapest Nike Airs you could ever get.
So
Well-
you want a nice flat sole, right?
Well, yeah,
Something solid, robust, but not too robust that you aren't able to feel the sensitivity.
Yeah. He knows his shoes.
Yeah, someone's
Wow.
been listening.
Yeah, yes, I have. Yeah, hey, I've been loving your episodes recently. Constructive stuff. It's been really good.
I thought you were going to say constructive feedback.
No, no,
and then
I know. I have no
slate
feedback
us.
to give other than it's really good. I would like to hear more.
Drums.
Yeah, no,
Less.
no.
I'd
I
say
was
less.
thinking I'd like to hear like more from people in the industry that create things
that create country music,
like the
on
snare,
South Coast.
like the guy who made the guy who makes snare drums. That was a great. What was the name of the company again?
Primus.
Yeah. Fantastic episode. Really cool to hear.
Yeah. Well, you know,
there's plenty more people out there. Maybe somebody makes bass drums next.
That could be
or
cool.
something.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah.
A lot of people make bass drums, to be fair.
Yeah.
Can't move.
Yeah.
Bass drums
We're
down my
battling
street.
away.
Have you had any luck with the sort of prove us wrong?
No,
No, absolutely not.
Shame.
no one sent us anything.
It's a shame. One day,
You might get another set of Gear for Music noiseless cymbals.
Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, it's not what I
or
want.
another pair of Aldi trainers.
Yeah.
After all that, you get
Yeah.
Aldi uniforms, drum.
Ends up
Sponsored
working
by.
there.
Yeah.
The
Starts
drumming
sucking
would
the
go that
shells,
great. Yeah.
Starts nicking the cheese again.
It is known.
That reminds me, I've got everyone a Christmas present.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
Individual gifts.
Ooh,
Yeah.
what a treat.
Very
Well,
nice.
let's do them now.
Let's do them now.
Oh,
Yeah,
go on.
because this is the Christmas special,
yeah.
and if you hadn't worked it out, we've been joined by these two reprobates again. Josh, row, row, row your boat all the way to the shore. And off.
Lovely.
I'll never get tired of that.
No, and the one and only Elliott Joseph.
Hello.
Welcome
there.
back, guys. Welcome back. Thanks for coming back.
Mate,
We thought-
pleasure.
We'll do another Christmas one.
Yeah.
I have scheduled my whole year around this episode. I've been waiting for the message, which appeared about 2 days ago.
It's so desperate.
Yeah. The last 11 and a bit months has been a very hard time.
I haven't
But
actually
here we
spoken
are.
to anyone since the last episode, just through risk of saying something that would be
Yeah.
better said here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even at the gigs we played together.
We played several gigs
Yeah.
together,
We did. He didn't
And
even
we-
say a word then.
I went around
save
Elliott's
it for
house.
the pond.
Yeah.
dressed as a hobbit as well.
He did. He did. That was
Oh, yes.
That was a.
We made love.
we-
Nah, we didn't.
I was dressed as Gandalf, so it was quite indicative of the
Weren't you
story.
generic?
That was a nice night. I turned 30 in September and had a 30th birthday party, which was fantastic. Josh made an appearance, came as Samwise Gamgee, would you say?
Just a hobbit, 6'3"
Just a
hobbit.
hobbit.
You know,
6'3" hobbit. Very well dressed, as was your wife.
she was dressed as a male hobbit
Indeed, because, we're in a modern
Could-
day and
big
age,
feet.
right?
because of
Makes
hairy
sense for
big
the big
feet.
feet. Yeah.
Yeah. And a good time was had by all.
Yeah,
Much for
Just to
frivolity.
say, I imagine that it was he didn't just turn up as a hobbit, that it was indeed a themed party.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a Tolkien themed party, or Lord of the Rings themed party to be exact. And my favourite thing to picture is the assortment of characters that turned up. For example,
15 hobbits, 4 Gandalfs.
Gandalf. There was a Saruman. There was quite a few elves. There were hobbits. And
The
my
elf-
favourite thing is thinking of them walking past the Manor House pub in Drayton.
yeah. I parked there, and it was very conflicting because there was like 3 bouncers on the door, and there was lots of sort of young people going in. There was quite a clubby pub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People
And
go there for a night out.
That's me and Ellie getting out the Volvo dressed as hobbits
It's like the Fellowship walking
Yeah.
past these bouncers
Yeah.
must have been a sight
off for
to
an
behold.
adventure.
Did you get
Going on an adventure.
any banter from the locals?
No, they didn't have anything in. I think they just they thought
They
normal.
wanted to join in.
Normal.
Jealous.
Respect.
Yeah. No, it was a
Bit
great
annoyed
time.
that
I know.
George wasn't there as Gollum because
Yeah.
Indeed.
That would have been
just
perfect.
turn up in a pair of pants. It would have been so good.
A little chain round his neck.
It's a bit of old cloth that he's picked out of a bin.
Oh, a grey sack.
That is how I get clothes.
And a
So
Just an old fish that he found as well.
That he got from Aldi.
Yeah,
It did. Oh, do we want
with
the shoes?
Christmas
Yeah.
salmon.
But the new shoes on.
yeah.
Gollum's been to Aldi.
Oh, great times though. Oh, we did miss you, my friend.
Well, next time,
Ah, well, you
It's
only
my
turned
thir-
30 once.
my 30th next year.
Yeah.
So we'll have to
Go
do
as
some-
Gollum.
Yeah.
You going big?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need to. Well, especially after this year.
When you have a Disney themed one, I'll come as Tarzan. Josh can come as Jane.
There you go.
Ben can come as, who could you come as? The big lumberjack from Little Red Riding Hood.
Sure.
That'll be hard. That'll be
Yeah,
really
yeah.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do it. We'll do it here.
Yeah.
Well,
Invite
Just the
everyone
4 of
down.
us. A nice night in, wasn't it? Yeah.
Should we do these presents?
Yeah,
then?
I got. Yeah. So obviously I've got presents. Assuming you all got them too, but
No.
Ben, you're closest to me. I'm going to start with you.
Yes. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
You recently aware that Time magazine announced the person of the year. It was Taylor Swift.
Yes.
What you didn't realise is on page, I think it was page 16, they announced the crisp of the year, and it was
This is great.
Very good.
Oh,
It was
look at this.
the Co-op Irresistible Hand-Cooked Sea Salt and Chardonnay Wine Vinegar Crisp, which we all know is the best crisp in the world.
What a crisp.
2 bags of them.
And what
Oh.
a present.
There you
Thank
go.
you so
I'm
much.
so jealous.
Yeah.
Whatever I
beautiful.
get.
Was it
Won't
actually
be
the
as good
top
as that.
crisp in the Time magazine?
It definitely no,
No.
which is a travesty.
Is that to say there isn't a top crisp list in Time magazine?
Probably should find that out.
Yeah.
Too many schools of thought.
Jamie, pull that up.
He's on it. Yeah, he's a good lad, isn't he? How
Young
many
Jamie.
producers have you got these days? 3 of them out there.
They're doing all the graphics.
And
all
a
that.
camera crew.
Do they play that? Because I noticed they're on the drum kit and the guitar. They play that live every
Like,
time.
whenever we want.
So you just go down,
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Studio.
Thank you so much. Oh, lovely bit
That's
of
all right.
crisp.
Oh, that's lovely.
Thank
Um,
you.
I don't know who wants to go next.
I feel like
Elliott.
we're in Santa's
Elliott.
grotto. I'm loving this.
This
Josh's
is only
grotto.
a reference that applies to Last Christmas.
Can we guess?
I can't wait to see this.
Who's this for?
Yeah,
I'm so
this is for
excited.
Elliot. This is for Elliot.
Is it?
It's something he said
Something he said
about you.
Oh.
Oh,
Ooh.
what
I
did I
don't
say?
know.
I've said many things
I
about
hate
you.
him.
Is it how much I
Hate
love
him,
George?
Yes.
Silly head.
All I can remember is the cranberry sauce.
Black cranberry sauce. Was it cranberry sauce?
No, but that was you that said that.
Yeah, we had a discussion about jars.
Yeah,
Oh,
the Allen key and the
geez.
cranberry sauce.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you know?
I
What
don't.
What do you
did
think
we
you
talk
said?
about pork and chestnut stuffing? Maybe.
Oh, hello.
Too expensive.
Oh, back
I
to the
think
cranberry
something
sauce.
you talked about under £5.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Is it food? Is it from the
It
co-op
is
as
foodie.
well?
It's not from the co-op. I
Oh.
went to 2 shops.
Wow,
okay,
that
Because I
is
knew I
nice.
had to go to the co-op for them because...
A shopping spree. Is it? Oh, is it? Is it a jar of chutney?
No, I'm just going to say it now.
Yeah,
Stop
yeah.
guessing. It's
Oh.
it's a can of good stock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
beef
I'm gonna
stock.
Oh, use that.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
in literally a beer can.
It's a can of stock.
What?
yeah.
That's all stock.
100% recycle. Oh, that's the can. 100% recyclable. Pots ready to use beef stock.
That's
Hey,
amazing.
That's so kind.
It's a pint of stock. You can probably drink it.
Oh, I might pop in a glass now. You've done anything.
Yeah. Well,
Let's get some drinks out. Get some
I
cigars.
got some Guinness as well. I thought you could make a pie.
Yeah, there you
There you
go.
go.
That's a genius gift. Thank you so much, man. That is
There you
truly
go.
thoughtful.
Well,
Josh always remembers the little things.
Yeah.
This is what I find about him.
and for Gollum,
Cheese, I reckon.
Please tell me it's a fish.
too expensive. I got you 8 fruity tea cakes from Warburton.
I love it.
I don't know if you'll enjoy them as much because they weren't stolen. So
No.
they haven't got the
Oh.
secret
But they are
ingredient.
dry, so
Crime.
I will.
Yeah, there you go. So
Right.
that's it. Christmas. Also bought something for Neil. I wasn't sure it was going to be here.
Oh,
No.
what do you,
He's not.
He's not.
Are we going to
sadly.
announce his present?
I'll pass
Bought
it
him
on.
a 2024 calendar. It was £2.
Please say it's like Man United.
No,
Team
no.
he hates.
It's just grey.
Oh, like a diary.
it's a
sort of
diary.
thing.
a diary.
okay, yeah.
Because he's obsessed with
You can
diary.
vote-
You know,
Yeah.
put it in the calendar.
Yeah.
Yes.
God, that's
Good.
good.
Such a
It
Neil
was
thing to
£2.
say.
Cheapest item. I just
Yeah.
want to say.
Really? Wow.
The
Even
crisps weren't
cheaper
on
than the
offer.
beef stock.
Full price I pay for them.
You really care about me.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Wow.
much.
Yeah, beef stock. That was is a can of good stock.
Oh, very
I've
nice
never seen
indeed.
beef stock in a can.
Me
I've never
neither.
seen any stock in a can. Where did you get it?
Tesco.
What?
Yeah, Co-op didn't do that.
Is that by the stock cubes or is this in the can
I
section?
think that's a...
It's by the stock cubes, top
Ah.
shelf.
It's next to the Grolsch.
Can we
It must just be like bowl for all beer.
can we have a look at it?
Maybe.
Me and Elliot are
Do you wanna have a sip?
very
you
you catch
That could have gone off.
Yeah.
stock all over.
all
the
in my
studio.
face.
Yeah.
Beef stock in my face. All
That's
up in
the
my
episode
face.
title.
Locked in flavour. 100% recyclable. Oh, that is the can.
Don't know
they
why
said.
they've put that on the front.
Pots. Ready to use.
I'm assuming it's nice.
Yeah.
An essential everyday ingredient, fantastic in your favourite soups, stews, and sauces, and delicious in dishes from tangines to risottos.
This episode
Beef
sponsored
stock.
by
Beef stock
Tesco's
in
beef
risotto.
stock.
Beefy.
Very nice, mate. Thank you. I'm
Go
going
on,
to use
enjoy.
that. Use it.
Yeah,
well.
don't drink it all at once.
I
No,
shan't.
don't drink it at all.
can't believe it's Christmas already, though.
I know, it is weird now, us four being sat here,
Yeah.
God.
being like, oh yeah, it's been a year since
Yeah.
we last did this.
And it doesn't feel like a year when you do something the same the next year. It's like, was that last year? It was like 10 minutes ago.
It does feel like home, though.
Yeah,
It's a nice.
it does.
What's been your highlight of the Drum and Drummer year?
Oh, good question.
Oh,
What, like guests or
Maybe.
anything?
I don't know. Ben?
I think it's got to be going to the drum show.
Oh yeah, obviously. Yeah,
That was cool.
yeah, that was cool.
Does Guinness bring back flashbacks?
Lovely flashbacks.
Yeah,
Lovely
yeah.
flashbacks.
Great
Yeah.
flashbacks.
Yeah.
What sort of?
Just talking to men, just talking to other men.
A lot of men with their
Drummy men.
sticks.
Just finding other lonely men.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Just
Mind if I bang your drum?
yeah, I
Very
feel
nice.
like Ben and I were the only people that came together. The whole UK drum show was just men on their own whose wives had gone. Do you know what?
Go.
Go.
Don't come back.
Yeah. So,
Stay.
Yeah. Although there was that one girl who you had on the podcast.
Oh yeah. Well,
She
yeah.
was fantastic.
Yeah. She wasn't
Sorry,
attending.
just so it's polite, what was her name again?
Emily Dolan Davis.
Emily Dolan Davis.
So no women at the UK drum show. Is that what?
It's not many.
No.
I think
Apart
four.
from.
4 or 5 maybe.
That's a
Yeah.
But I think
ratio.
overall, I think just doing that as a trip
Mm.
and in a way, I get just pushing our own boundaries a bit, getting out of the comfort zone and taking it into the real world slightly.
Yeah.
But just seeing what it was all about.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it can be fair and do a drum podcast and not at least do something in the drumming world. Because we sure ain't doing gigs
Yeah.
or making any mark
Yeah.
in there. But that was good. We had a fun time.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, think about the connections you made as well.
Mm.
And the guests you've already had on the pod and are going to have on the podcast probably.
That was nice to, meet a couple of guests
Yeah.
in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rather than
absolutely.
on a Zoom call.
You thinking you're going again next year?
Not sure.
Free
Don't know.
tickets, maybe.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
Well, I'll prove us wrong then.
Yeah.
Everyone. Sabian, Zildjian,
It was
Pearl,
it was
Yeah.
rubbish.
Rubex.
Prove us
Yeah.
wrong.
Yeah.
You did get a very sexy snare out of it.
did,
Mm.
That gig we played after you got it,
Oh,
that was my favourite snare
Good,
I've
wasn't
heard
it?
on a gig in a good long while. It's
Yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah.
yeah.
Something
That was-
wholesome about it.
That was nice.
What's been your highlight, Elliot, of your year?
It's been a busy
Probably a
year.
can of stock in it.
Yeah, it's got to be
Would
the
have
can of
thought
beef
so, yeah.
stock. Musically, play quite a few gigs. We've all played together
Yeah,
at various gigs, various function gigs. Me and George played a original gig down in Cornwall, which was great fun at
Yeah.
a location which doesn't sound like it would be the most.
Is this the one where you got the gig from just whistling in
Yeah.
the shop?
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Quick backstory. Went down to Port Isaac area for like a weekend trip. Went into a place called the Seaview Farm Shop, which is just outside of Port Isaac. Sitting in there, having a bit of a laugh by singing out loud to the songs that are playing through the speakers in there. The geezer from behind the counter is like, "Hey, you're a singer?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am a singer." And then he says,
Just a bit.
Don't you know?
"Oh, well,
You
gave
got
it
that
away."
from the singing.
And then he was like, "You should come play at one
Ever
of my
heard
gigs.
Wild Atlantic Heart?
If not, you will." And I'm pretty sure, very kind guy, pretty sure he listened to it that night because I kind of half jokingly on
Streams
the way
doubled.
out,
From
I
one
said,
to
"Give me the
two.
auxiliary
It begins
cords."
Ben interrupting Elliot throughout every story. I can feel Elliot being like, "Oh, let me just get the next line in." Oh no, Ben said something else.
Anyway, I, jokingly on the way out said, "Tell you what, man, if you weren't joking, you actually have gigs here. Yeah, we'll come down and play sometime, me in the band or a solo gig, whatever. I am an artiste." Anyway, messaged me that night because I said, "Here's my Instagram profile, go check it out." Messaged me that night and was like, "Mate, I've actually got a free slot next August," because this was, back earlier in the year. And he said it's on a Friday night at one of our events we do. We sell it out really well, which he actually did. I think he had about 1,600 people at that gig. We were playing early evening, so we were playing to about 2/3 of that, would you say? But it's still great fun. But it just kind of transpired in a weird way that we ended up going down to Port Isaac, playing at the Seaview Farm Shop, and it was quite beautiful. Although not the most beautiful day, but the location was gorgeous.
It was a long
Good
day.
fun. Yeah, it was a long day, long old drive.
Yeah,
And
I'm
we got-
impressed that you did it.
We got back in the morning around 3:30, 4 a.m.
What, back to
Back
your
to
place?
mine, and then you guys
and then
had to drive
I
to
had
Brighton.
to drive.
The Brighton boys had to drive back to Brighton.
Yeah.
It was a long day, but it was worth playing because
Yeah,
it was
it
a
was.
really lovely gig. It was well paid. They had great food there. You know, good Cornish people, Cornish clothy
Bloody love
cream.
the Cornish people.
How much of a punt was it? Like, was your bullshit detector going off at all when he asked you about the gig?
No, because I did
question.
my due diligence and I did a little bit of research
Got
on the
solicitors
previous
in.
year. I got the lawyers. I wrote up a contract. I did a little bit of research, checked out the gigs he'd done the previous year, which he said were super busy, and it was all checked out. So, you know, although he just seemed like a genuine guy anyway. Shout out to James. He might be listening. You never know. James at the Seaview Port Isaac Farm Shop. What was your musical highlight?
Hang on.
Oh,
Well, I was going to ask
Yeah.
Josh, is the music dead now?
are you now speaking on a drumming podcast?
I look like it, don't
No, you still look
I
like
think
a
you've moved
musician.
on from music.
I? I think music moved on from me. Nah.
Don't forget those
past it,
2
mate.
gigs next year.
Well, yeah.
He's just learnt about.
Yeah, 30. That's happened.
Yeah.
You're 30 as well.
I mean, look at that. That's 30. Yeah. I'm pointing at Elliott, by the way.
Yeah.
That's 30.
Yeah.
What's that? That's
Very
the 30's
man.
left me
You
behind.
didn't look too different, I'd say.
Yeah, but just the levels of... It's levels, isn't it?
What do you mean?
I think you're making very
I know.
fine.
I don't know what I
30-year-old.
mean,
Ah.
but yeah. No, I played a few weddings this year. They were good. Like I say, we did some together because 505's capitulated.
Yeah.
It's like different levels of shit that it just managed. But they all went to plan. They went well.
They did.
They
Basically,
happened.
they
Music
happened.
was performed.
Yeah. Were they
To-
eventful gigs? I can't actually remember.
No,
They were
no,
not.
they were just good fun.
They were quite
good,
nice,
honest.
though, weren't
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
shameless fun.
they? Didn't we start dancing in the moonlight in a wrong key? for
Yeah.
one of the songs?
No, we did a couple of them. Because zero prep wasn't there.
Yeah.
It was like none of us really
Cared.
knew what the set was. Cared.
Yeah.
No.
Mainly.
Did Sam leave this year?
Well, he left sort of 2 weeks before one of those gigs and said, "Nope,
Yeah.
no more."
What were you thinking about that then? Were you fine with that?
That's indifferent.
Indifferent?
Yeah, I mean, we all love wedding bands, don't we? It
Mm.
keeps the juices flowing.
Mm.
Christ.
And the.
But no, they're still doing the studio and my Waltz for Men cap. No, I'm not doing that. But yeah, still. So you know, I'm not producing music because I can't do that. But you know, nurturing talent, probably
Love
say
that.
Mm.
Good on them.
Put on a gig this year
Hey.
with a band from the local area. That went well. It's free. No, seriously.
Profit
though,
on that.
I do want to talk about because I really want to. I want to start. Well, I used to play drums when I was a kid.
Okay.
Feel like I'm in a good place for this. Because when we were recording here when we were teenagers, we used to practice at mine at my mum's garage. So the drummer had his drum kit there, so I'd go out all the time and play it because everyone thinks they're a drummer, don't they?
Yeah.
You know all too well from there. I used to play drums, mate. Can I play your drum kit?
Yeah.
No.
Thought you were going to say I know all too well because I've worked with George.
Yeah, well, he thinks he's a
Yeah,
drummer. Yeah, thinks
yeah.
he plays a bit of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, he does. He actually does.
Yeah. Well, does
Very
he?
talented musician is young George.
Wow.
Multi-talented, I should say.
Go on with what you're saying.
Dips his finger in
I
every
just thought,
pie.
I thought
Any
now's the
pie.
time, you know. Play the drums.
So, are you going to pick up some lessons?
I might.
Good on you, man.
Yeah.
Do you think? I
Two
heard you
people I
talking
could-
about. I
Sorry,
heard you
go on.
talking about Drumeo on your recent
Yeah.
episode. Is that a good place to start?
Well, I think you've got a head start in the fact that,
Slap the bass.
yeah, you've been slapping the bass
Mm.
for
Rhythm.
Big Dan.
a number of years to a moderate level. So do you know what I mean? You have a understanding of music, timing, things like that.
It's the bridge, isn't it, between sort of percussion and rhythm?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
Rhythm and melody.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
You're on the groove
Yeah.
with bass, aren't you?
Technical term. Yeah, absolutely.
So
And and your knowledge of music from just being in bands and all that, you'll be aware of, you'll have done a lot of stuff with drummers,
Mm.
so you've kind of seen a drum kit before, you've experienced, you know what I mean? Like, you've been around drummers and drums.
Yeah.
So I think that's going to be an
have
advantage.
a good idea of what to do and what not to do.
So I think
I'm sure you've got access to kits at your studio.
several, probably three actually.
Wow.
So you've got to
play
do what
them.
everyone does and build the mega kit.
Yeah.
It's time.
Be like
But
the
I
guy,
think the thing
the
is,
guy
I'm-
from Iron Maiden, is Nico McBrain, who's got a huge
Yeah.
set of rack-toms, or they're going all the way around him. And I'm pretty sure he uses every single one of them.
Well, you
I'm
should do.
sure he does.
Although, yeah.
He should fall to the floor.
Yeah.
Do you remember when I first came on the pod? This is the third time. That's
Third time.
That's
is it?
mental.
Oh.
Don't have me on once. But I talked about some insecurities around music and
Is that my
clumsy.
can of beef? Oh, no.
The beef stock's intact. Don't worry, God, I was a bit worried there.
Oh, my God.
Imagine the mess.
Take my
But,
eyes.
I can't remember if it was after, but I started taking piano lessons.
Yeah, you mentioned you were
Going
doing
for the
that.
old grades now.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
so you're
so-
still doing it?
Still doing it, yeah.
Wow. Good on you,
So
mate.
just to recap, your insecurities were about your... What was it?
Never taught.
Like
never
the
never
more
studied.
theoretical
Yeah,
study.
so I think you'd go in bands and go like, oh yeah, just drop it into G, mate, you know.
Mm.
And you're like, yeah, cool. Look at where the hand is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So third.
How's the piano going? How's the piano going? What grade? Have you done a grade yet?
No, just about to do grade 1.
Oh, wow.
Started from the bottom and still there.
Mm.
But I thought I'd,
Are
pace
you having
it.
lessons?
Yeah, once a fortnight. She mainly teaches primary school kids, so I'm at a good level.
Well, so I...
Please tell me it's a group class. Right?
And his
This is Josh. This is Mr. Rowe.
Yeah. He was a late bloomer.
No, he's not a teacher. He's one of you.
We have checked. He's okay. Don't worry. Because I started trombone when I was young. When I got to year 8, 9, I knew I kind of wanted to go to music college, and they said to me, the sixth one I wanted to go to, said it would be good to learn piano, would be a good skill to have. And so although the age difference isn't that extreme, I started piano lessons late, in inverted commas. But when I went to do like my grade 3, I was 14 or 15, and everyone else was 7 in the waiting,
I cannot wait for the day
to do their exams.
Where's your child?
And so I felt very, even at that
Yeah.
point. But I think that's, I don't want to use the word brave, but
It's courageous and brave.
It's a good step
Yeah,
to
it
take,
is.
man.
It is,
That's
like-
great.
it's so easy to just go, oh no, I'm not doing that.
No,
It's actually genuinely enjoyable. I it's kind of annoying because I'm like, I should have done this when I was a kid, or like, but like you can't.
No.
So,
But you also can't do everything, and you did spend a lot of years doing other.
it's
forms
made
of
a lot of
music as well.
things click and make more sense,
Oh wow!
which is really good. So.
And how was it reading double staves like piano?
Yeah, easy.
Is it
Or just
barely an
any staves.
inconvenience?
Yeah, I was gonna say that is just alien, isn't it? Yeah, there's no numbers on the paper.
Yeah.
You got your bass clef and your treble clef.
Piano
and your,
tab.
yeah.
It's like,
I just like to think-
UltimatePiano.com.
Like Beethoven just throwing a score down and going, there's a tab.
Yeah.
Learn that.
Hey guys, I'll tab this out. Yeah.
Anything surprised you? Anything? Is there anything that you're like, oh, that's what that is?
again, I think bass is a good translation to piano. I think my piano teacher a couple of times. I think where I've learnt music.
Josh, stop putting the piano for a fuzz pedal.
Yeah.
No
Put your
one-
big muff
no-
away.
I think, I guess where I've come from, learnt by ear and taught myself. She's like, oh, some things make a lot of sense to you. Like I've forgotten what note that is, but I know what the note is because I know the song. Or
Oh, right. Yeah.
and she's like, I think she can tell when I'm not reading it, just
Yeah.
a freelancing or something. But
no, keep
so
reading.
yeah, I think some things have been easier because of that.
Probably quite a good case study for her too.
Mm.
Yeah,
Teaching
yeah.
wise, it's probably quite intriguing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's probably easier for her to teach you than a child, because I used to teach 5-year-olds piano, and it was the hardest job.
Well, you
I've
play
ever
piano
done.
too.
No. This is the
Just some
important
quick
part.
cash.
Just
wasn't
like
it?
kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do
George,
a piano
George,
lesson.
what he did was he said, I'll teach piano. And then he found a piano teacher that charged £5 less than he did.
Yeah.
And just did one lesson ahead.
Yeah, honestly, you joke, but I only got to a certain point of this book called Piano Time, and I was teaching this kid, and he got really good really quick. And he went beyond.
Yeah.
And I just started going, right, play this piece. And he was like, is that right? I was like, yep.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, probably.
Wow. Can you just show me how it's played? No, don't need to.
That was perfect.
The best teachers don't
Yeah.
don't demonstrate.
I wouldn't want to show you up, mate.
This is it.
5. You'll never recover.
But that's great. It's great that you're doing that.
Yeah,
You
it's
get
weird
on
when
with
I
it.
walk out and I do see the kid. And you're like, all right, mate. And he's like, who are you? and then you sort of just listen in. And he's like playing a concerto.
Yeah.
I've just about got Frere Jacques.
You bend over to him and say, good luck with that grade 1 piece.
Yeah. So I think I'm having a big musical shift.
Oh,
But actually, I guess where I'm not doing the weddings, I have been able to focus on stuff like that more and writing and things like that. So
brilliant, man.
yeah,
That is good.
so watch this space in 10 years, grade 3.
Right. Yeah. Oh man. Do you
I do think
do you want to come
great-
play in a band?
Yeah. I do think grades on piano are harder than grades on drums. I know it sounds silly, but like I remember looking at a grade 1 piano, but like I was just like, this is mad already. Whereas if you look at grade 1 drums, I feel like, I don't know, you could teach someone that quite quickly. Do you know what I mean? Does that make
Maybe.
sense? I don't
Yeah,
know. I feel
but
like
it's all-
piano's
I think
more,
maybe I know what you mean. I think there's I think maybe there's more levels you have to learn to just be able to play even grade 1 piano.
Yeah, I think
Drums, there is no pitch.
so. No.
There is no scales. There is
Yeah.
no theory. Yes, you've got rudiments and rhythm.
When are they
But-
introduced? Or is it from the
I don't know. I feel like from the first book, but it's simple.
Piano, you have rhythm, but you also have pitch as well.
Yeah.
And to do the pitch, you have to kind of understand about the pitch and the scale and the clefs and
Well, that's it. It's
like
the
that.
reading.
So,
yeah.
so just to get started, there's probably a little bit more information
Yeah.
required up front than drums, which is a bit more of a. It's easier, isn't it?
Yeah, it is easier. Yeah.
It's an absolute joke.
Right, what was your musical highlight of your year? Just thinking, there's just so many to pick from.
So many highlights.
It's just so many.
Outside the podcast.
Outside the podcast.
What's your favourite rendition of Mr. Brightside at a wedding?
Yeah.
I think for me, maybe it's stems from doing the podcast, but taking things that we've spoken to people about and trying to apply them to my own drumming. So actually being a bit more conscious about technique, about posture, about how I'm hitting the drums. Maybe going into that with less of like I can just play the drums, and maybe just applying a little bit more thought behind it.
Yeah,
and in turn, my interest in it has never been higher in the detail of drumming, in the detail of equipment and gear, and I think rather than treating drums as which I did for a long while, which is just I play the drums, I play weddings, I get paid, it's easy money, cool, and actually thinking of drums more of a craft and take the money out of it, that side of things, and just think more about the instrument itself. And I've got really into learning things about how drums are made, how cymbals are made.
Love that.
All what sort of things you're looking for, especially picking the right tool for the job, things like that.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
It's great. I think subconsciously, even just talking to other musicians on like a weekly basis, the things you pick up, you don't realize, obviously, picking them up subconsciously, but you would apply them to what you do in your musical life, your career. It's a really cool thing, because you wouldn't have met all those people if you hadn't been doing this podcast. And you'll just keep picking up those things, those little like details, and I think no one ever stops learning, do they? Really, ever, about life or music. So it's something to keep looking forward to. And you never know what kind of collaborations might come from.
I think when something becomes your job, it can be very easy to lose passion or that side of it that made you do it in the first place. And so I think even at 38 to maybe just rediscover a little bit of that passion,
It's cool.
is a good thing.
Yeah.
And so I'm not just only concerned with playing at the weddings or session drumming here, but it's elevated my session drumming here, being like, right, what equipment, and thinking about the job more in more detail, and just taking more of an interest in the instrument. And I think that's, even if I've just elevated that passion 10%, well, that's good.
Yeah,
because it's so easy to just treat it as a
job,
a means to an end.
Yeah.
And so that's been pretty good.
Really
I also did an album which I spent 10 months working on,
Yeah.
and I got it finished. That was.
And did you build your Lego? You did.
I
build
did
your
build the Lego.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
I think that was a big challenge. Not the Lego, the album.
That was a piece of piss. Yeah, that Lego.
I had loads of Lego. Yeah, but like it's quite a big project, and getting a lot of other session musicians in and involved, and taking it from here's some songs this guy had written to here's a full finished album. That was, and it was a long journey. So not working on it every week, but it's like, you have the you might find this doing the big projects you do.
Yeah.
Where at certain points you're just like, forget it, this is rubbish.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
And
you
you just got to push through and work through it.
A lot of the time it's like collab that kind of sees you through those moments as well. Another mindset, different point of view.
Sorry,
What are you two laughing about now?
Your chair is mental. It's the squeakiest chair in the world.
Yeah. Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas!
Oh, look who it is. Welcome.
Christmas.
Oh,
thank you.
Look, Santa.
Neil's just entered the room.
Santa in a Man United shirt. No, I'm joking. Oh, mate. Oh, this is so kind.
Humble Malteser.
Oh, the Malteser.
Fudge.
The lightest way to enjoy
I'm a fudge
chocolate.
man. I got you a present. I actually did. Oh, wow. It's a 2024 diary.
Oh, look at that.
There you go.
Old school. Paper.
And please tell me it's a pen.
2 pens.
Oh!
Just in case you lose one.
Yeah, ballpoint.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
For all those listening, the one and only Neil Elliott has just walked into the room, joined
Wearing
us,
his-
popping his cans on now. We'll shortly hear his voice.
Exciting, isn't it?
This
I love
is
the fact you're
exciting.
here. I didn't think you were coming.
Oh, did I not tell you?
No.
Well, the first thing, we were like, let's keep it a surprise.
Yeah.
And then first thing, Josh walked in and went, is that for Neil?
When you said it was going to be a surprise, I said they're going to be very underwhelmed.
The high chair
Not
gave
a
it away.
But listen, if you turn up anywhere with Maltesers and fudge,
Yeah.
the underwhelm is gone. This
Yeah.
is an overwhelm.
Elliot.
All
got
eyes.
I put my Maltesers on the space bar and I started just playing back the
I was
episode.
like, this is poor podcasting. He's talking.
George said, what other
was
cheeses have I
so
tried this
weird.
year?
George is talking without his lips moving. You're so confused.
Oh, good times.
Wow.
Oh, mate. We were talking musical highlights
Of the year?
of the
or-
year.
of the
Yeah.
year.
Because it's coming up to Christmas.
What was...
You're the last one.
I'm the last one.
George has got to go, but no
It's
one really
fine.
cares. So.
No, let's hear George's because I'm not warmed up. to the chat.
Okay. Ren gig where I did all the playback. That was quite
I
good.
love that. You've been
Yeah.
learning that for a while, man.
Learned all that and then
Yeah.
did it for a good show. That's it.
Neil.
Neil.
Nice. Congrats, man.
Yeah.
So he's done
But
the
there's no
Ableton
need
thing.
to, you know.
He's got the SPDSX. He's moving on.
Yeah. Ableton, SPDSX, pads.
You've got a little drum room now.
Got a little
Oh,
drum room.
yeah.
That's quite cute.
Mate, there's
Yeah,
a
yeah.
lot of success
a lot,
there.
Chamber.
a lot of cool stuff.
Chamber of Secrets.
A lot of giving money to Pat Garvey. That's what it is. But yeah, we don't need to hear about me. I want to hear Neil's
highlight.
highlight.
Yeah.
It's been a good year for freshman year, hasn't it?
Yeah.
It's been a fresh year, man.
It's been take my jacket off, a bit warm in here, isn't it? Oh.
5 minutes talking.
Yeah, so I don't know what was the best gig. Last one was pretty. Have you spoken about that on the podcast? The last gig.
Oh, you haven't been listening?
Came out today,
Not
mate.
up to date. Not up to date.
Yeah. Only in terms of he was air drumming with drumsticks right in front of me.
Yeah, it was a good
The
gig.
guy
It
who
It was a good gig though.
It was probably going to be the highlight of the year, gig-wise, because it's just everything you want. You can't really expect much more from a function gig, which is lovely little room, full up with people.
10 out of 10 loading.
Yeah, through a door, set up.
You
Set
can
up.
see the drum kit and the car in the same.
Peripheral.
And that's my highlight of the year. No.
If
And
anything
then-
else, we got that. So
And then sound check, just left alone. Do what we want.
Oh,
Practice
lovely.
songs. That's always a bonus when you're just like, oh, we were playing No One Knows by Queens of the Stone Age. We're like, check that.
Was that just to rub it into the guy?
Yeah.
Is that what he
No, he
requested?
asked-
The guy
he asked for
who
it.
wanted to play. He's at the back
Play
there.
it, but
You'll
you
play this
can't.
one, do you? Yeah.
Look who's drumming now.
Yeah.
Could be as loud as we wanted. No issues.
Oh.
Sounded great. The room, it was a really great sounding room. And they were playing and people were just loving it. And you're just like, this is probably going to be the best gig of the year.
Oh, man.
Got 10 minutes into the second set and then told we had to stop. Because there was a curfew. That was like,
that one no one told us about.
And you don't want to be those wankers who just carry on playing.
But you do want to go home.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, happy medium.
But it was a shame because it was like, this is actually
Yeah.
good.
It's a band you want to
The
do.
only time you don't, you're like, oh, normally that would be great.
We're just coming up to the emo section, my favourite part of the night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Neil's highlight.
And the
of
roof
year.
was leaking, wasn't it?
It was leaking on you. A
It was
little
actually
I
because
kept getting tripped on.
well, in sound check, I was like, I just got dripped on. You looked at me like, no, you didn't. You maybe even said, no, you didn't.
No, I don't think.
And I was just like, I just felt like I got
just
dripped
didn't
on.
care. I think that was the.
Well, but we were indoors, so I couldn't understand. And then during the set, kept getting dripped on, and then realised the roof wasn't really a roof, was it? It was more of a marquee. But
Marquee
we were
roof
indoors
on a brick building.
on a brick building.
Work that one out.
That's weird.
That's Bristol for you, isn't it?
That's an architectural disaster.
Well, yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It's not ideal.
So, Josh, how are you?
I'm good, mate.
Musical highlights. You've given up music. haven't you?
He is.
Yeah. Yeah, we just talked about this, been a whole
Okay.
thing, but then
Yeah.
you were late. So.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, gave up. No. Well,
Gave-
we were just discussing. There's 2 505s gigs in the calendar for next year. We're all up for it.
So we'll see you
Put
then.
them in your new diary.
Feel like they've been cancelled.
Oh, that is a shame. I was looking forward to them. 'cause we've only
Pretty
got one other
certain.
gig.
Pretty
200
certain.
quid down the drain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a tricky thing when a function band ends because it is booked up to
Well, this
in some cases 2 years.
This
but-
was the turmoil we had because like there's never we had to say stop taking bookings
Yeah.
because otherwise they'll book you forever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. they'll put it in.
They're just like I want to quit. Well, you're booked up for the next 8 years, mate. So yeah, but shame.
My last gig with my band was on the eve of COVID, so that kind of worked out perfectly. I remember Revival. It was like March the 19th.
I think I played
or
that.
something. You
I think
did?
you did,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think you did. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
And we
did.
had no encore, and you went okay or something like that into the
That
mic, which I thought
really
was
is the
brilliant.
last song
Yeah, yeah,
ever.
Now let's all go indoors for 2 years.
yeah, exactly.
That is the thing though. The encore because you plan one, innit?
It's
Yeah,
horrible.
yeah.
You've
isn't
got
it?
one plan.
You have to write
Oh,
it
yeah.
on the
Just
bottom.
a
Yeah, yeah, it's on the
Yeah.
set. It is planned as an encore. But then there's a lot of gigs. You know that Victoriana one we did a few weeks in November? Awful. It was rubbish, wasn't it?
Yeah.
If it was your
And, like,
wedding
you
and
get
you're
to the-
listening,
but-
I'm really sorry.
But you get to the end and you're like, there's no point playing it.
No,
Absolutely
I have no
point playing
problem with
the
it.
That was a weird crowd because half
Yeah.
of them were big old rugby, rugger buggers who were like doing a fucking bundle on the dance floor. Venue managers like shouting, screaming,
Stop doing a
you gotta
scrum."
stop this, because no one else is dancing. But then they left, and then there literally was no one else dancing
And the
anyway.
thing was, they were doing that at 7 p.m.
They were
Yeah.
properly tanked up.
Enter Sandman.
Oh my god, yeah.
No.
No, it annoyed me even more because they were getting the name. They're going, playing Enter the Sandman. Fuck off, get the name right, and we still won't play it.
I'm sorry, have you seen the double bass? Do you really think it's the kind of band that's playing Metallica?
Double race where the bridge snapped in the sound check.
Took a double bass all the way.
That was a
didn't you,
highlight of the year.
That was good times, yeah.
What, giving the double bass a trip to Exeter? and
Yeah,
back?
just not having
take it out the house.
Yeah, not having to use
Oh,
What happened?
That
How
was a
did it
weird
break?
gig.
I didn't. I think I saw a picture.
Right at the end of sound check, you know what sound check's like. Get through it unscathed. Oh, everything's working. Oh, I'm quite relaxed. And then go do my ears, and then just hear boing, and it's Ox playing double bass, not me. Oh, what the fuck? We're all of us looking around like, what the fuck's just happened? And it's, like the wooden bridge,
yeah,
and it
yeah.
just just snapped out of nowhere. Just like,
Floppy strings.
Yeah.
just like, okay,
You do.
pop the double bass away.
That's enough of that. Still had the banjo though, thank God. Otherwise,
God,
no
you
one would
wouldn't
realise-
snap your banjo.
Thank God.
Christ.
Yeah.
Otherwise, no one
Whoa.
would realise it was a vintage band playing.
Have people not got bored of that yet?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they're
They have.
absolutely tired of death.
They're just like, nah.
It's really-
They just want enter
They've cottoned
the
on.
Sandman.
Yeah, yeah.
To the Sandman.
Yeah.
No more Mumford & Sons.
Yeah, what's the next wave?
Pop punk.
We're in
running
it. It's
man.
pop punk.
Is that it?
Mm.
You're in the wave?
They are.
Yeah.
You're riding high on the wave.
I think more generally 90s and noughties.
Yeah.
People want nostalgia, yeah.
And that's
Well, that's
the
what we're gonna-
nostalgia for people getting married is 90s and
Yeah, I
noughties,
suppose
isn't
so,
it?
yeah.
We're going to pivot Victoriana into a slightly new direction.
80s is quite big, though, at the moment.
Is it?
Yeah,
A lot of mullets knocking about.
There is, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was,
fashion-wise,
I thought it was just like an Aussie kind of fad.
No, I,
It might be
I
that.
feel like the mullet has really,
Yeah.
really come back.
Cranked up. It's an interesting one.
And moustaches.
Yeah.
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 In young people as well. Lots of 18-year-old boys with poorly grown moustaches.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
It's quite intimidating, really.
and like shit haircuts.
Yep.
That
Well,
are.
mullets, yeah.
It's the heavy curls on the front, but
Yeah.
shaved around the
Sort of
sides.
the
All that.
half perm.
I'm seeing a lot of like centre partings.
Yeah.
Centre
Like
partings,
18, 19
baggy jeans.
kids.
It's our it's
90s, yeah.
It's
And that's what I had at school.
yeah,
Yeah.
It all comes back again.
Yeah,
It never
Baggy
truly
jeans,
fades.
but it
Etnies.
it changes, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it modifies, mutates.
Analyse,
Yeah.
modernises.
That it does. It's exciting times.
I'm not being really.
So, I wonder what the phase is going to be
Been here for
after.
minutes.
I wonder what the phase is going to be after the nostalgic 90s, noughties, like pop punk
Teenies.
stuff.
Do we call it
Teenies, yeah.
teenies?
Yeah.
Oh. It's a
Yeah.
weird
Do we
word.
call it teenies?
But in
It is.
another
I think that
decade,
is the word.
Yeah.
In another decade,
as
will
in-
be, people
what
will
the
be
last
asking for
decade
trap
was.
music.
Yeah.
and stuff.
Because obviously we're in the 20s. That's
Yeah.
easy.
I was going to fuck myself.
Sorry, what was that? EJ, what you got?
Better be good. Yeah, very good. I was going to say, I like, what are people going to be asking for in another decade?
Well, this is when we've been trying to sort out what new set list we're going to do with Victoriana. The agency have been like, "You got to put some new songs in," and I'm not. We've sort of spoken, but it's like, no, they don't work. A lot of the time, it doesn't work because you don't know what song's going to be big
Next year.
in 10 years'
Yeah.
time
Oh, yeah.
when they become Brightside, Valerie, when they enter the realm of played by a function band.
Yeah. And it feels like there aren't as many classics
Or bands.
that
I
are
th-
coming
I-
out
Or
now
bands,
that
yeah.
would have
I
been
think
in
there
Mr.
probably
Brightside.
are, but there's only. You can't tell what a classic is at the time.
Mm.
So you can go, oh, that's a banging tune, and you can play it, but in a year's time, firstly, it just might not work on the dance floor. Secondly, in a year's time, it might just be outdated. Not like, Shut Up and Dance is like a good example. No one would have predicted that would be a song that every single function band will play.
Yeah. True.
But that's what it became.
Yeah,
Valerie.
absolutely.
When Mark Ronson went to Amy Winehouse, hey, shall we cover Valerie by this little Liverpool band called the Zootons? Again, now that is literally played at every single wedding.
Yeah.
So that is how you can't predict that. So all you can do, I guess, is every now and then chuck a new song in, see how it goes. And then eventually it'll stick. But the problem is when you're spending lots of money to record and video promo material, when your agency's asking you to do newer songs,
Yeah.
you can choose a new song, but in a year's time could be completely irrelevant. So it's
And the odds are with new songs we've added, we don't play them anymore.
No. We were told to play All You Ever Wanted by Rag and Bone Man.
It's a great song.
And we've just cut it because every single gig.
That's it, but it is a
kills
good
it.
song.
Yeah.
Great song. It's fun to sing.
but I could, yeah.
It's not transcended into we want
No.
this at a party.
No.
No.
Yeah.
Because I think it's got to have be a little bit quirky, hasn't it? So Shut Up and Dance is.
Yeah.
Shut up.
I remember that coming out. You remember like hearing it and thinking, oh,
Yeah.
cocks your head.
And maybe for a wedding band, it's just got to be something a bit quirky about it.
Maybe it's just going to be something Josh can just play on the piano.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, have you heard this now?
No, what's this?
Well, obviously, I'm Well, you weren't here, so I'm going to say it again.
Yeah, say it again.
He has
They
to start
can
with
edit
his-
it.
Yeah,
They can
start
edit
with
it.
it. Yeah, cut that.
Start with your insecurities.
Yeah, insecurity, covered that.
When I was 5, right?
Obviously, Neil used to finger me when I was young. I was about 14.
We'll
I was
edit.
bigger
We'll
than
cut
him, though,
that.
which is-
We'll cut that. It's fine.
Yeah, keep that in.
Cut that. Rather
it.
cut it.
Yeah, keep that in.
Just cut it.
So I still work with charities.
Funny enough, you did that to me too.
We'll cut that.
Show us on the fudge where he touched you.
Cut that. It's fine.
But no, that was just...
It's all right, you only got 3 children.
I'll keep saying it. You're heading off in a bit to pick up your daughter
Yeah.
at a school. So, careful.
God.
Rugby club, but it's fine.
Rugby
No,
club.
she doesn't do rugby. It's fine.
First time I came on the on Drum and Drummer, I talked about how I've never actually learned how to play anything. I've just hammed along. So I decided to start. I started taking piano lessons, and I'm going to do
What,
my grades.
recently?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm going to do some at the age of 30. I'm going to take my grade 1. Just because. Yeah.
Because he
So
can.
you're getting lessons.
Yeah. From
Oh,
a
that's
primary
nice.
school piano teacher.
And I'm the pedo. You're going-
She's not at primary school. She's an adult. She's older than
But
me.
you're going to primary school.
No, I'm not going into a
I
school.
said
to a
earlier,
house.
is it a group lesson?
Yeah.
And they're all sitting in a row and Josh is
She
one of
taught
them.
my wife when she was a kid, basically. So, yeah. So yeah, that's me now.
So, well, I would disagree with something you said. You said you'd never learned.
I never learned
think it's
how-
safe to say you could play bass to a high standard.
To a standard, yeah, but
Oh, mate, you were
not-
a great bass player.
but not technically or
Are
theoretically.
you telling me your band days are done?
No.
Okay.
No, I'd that's I'm going to classify it as a Josh Naissance doesn't work. Does it?
I like that.
Rowe Naissance.
Yeah.
All the
Very
way
good.
to the shore.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's not because no one cares about it, but
Yeah.
so
I care.
So thanks,
So-
Elliott. I'm available for
Higher.
weddings.
I'm looking
I'm
forward
not
to seeing your
available for
progress.
weddings. Fuck that. No, I
You want to
And who's
be
back?
an agency?
Oh,
I'll manage it.
next year I'll be back. Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, good luck. When's the grade 1? Got it booked in?
Yeah, January.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, a lot of practice
Scary,
over
yeah.
Christmas.
I could. She basically said, you could probably go straight to 8 now, but I wanted to go. Wanted to work my way up through the
I'd
grades.
love it if you just became a virtuoso.
Says I've been missing it the whole time, just wasting away on bass.
Oh, yeah.
So
Well done.
no,
mate.
I still want to do. Yeah. But now I'm free from the shackles of you,
Email
sexually and from a wedding perspective.
Don't cut it. Keep it in. Keep it in.
Really
the best
keen
stuff.
to cut
Neil
this
actually teaches piano as well. If you know.
to kids.
primary school.
Yeah, oh God. Has anyone got any Christmas gigs?
Ah.
Anyone?
Yes, 22nd.
Have you?
But it's electric kit and fee's terrible, so no, not
Oh,
really.
what band's it with?
Wildwood Sky.
Oh,
Yeah.
best of luck, mate.
Yeah, well, thanks.
Yeah.
it's,
You guys,
it's
any Christmas
it's
songs?
quiet, but we do
23rd.
23rd.
Yeah. Do you think it's quiet all over the United Kingdom
Good
at
question.
the moment with
Or
gigs?
just us 5.
Especially the amount of people I've talked to over the last few kind of months even. They're saying, how's the music going? I say, yeah, well, I was fairly busy over summer, but then it's kind of dying down now. They always say, wow, towards the holiday season. And I say, yeah, towards the holiday season, because apparently no one's booking anything.
I guess we can take a snapshot of a lot of our friends are musicians, and so to start with, you think, oh, maybe it's just me and I'm shit and no one's offering me gigs, and then you realise,
Quite
no, my closer,
That's your Twitter.
my
profile
closer,
bio, innit?
my closer. I'm just going to keep going. My closer circle of friends have less gigs. And then you realise the agency we're on, which is a big agency, which does have acts all over the country, generally, I think, what was it, percentage-wise down 33% or something like that.
That's a third.
So that's a big snapshot. The agency is a big snapshot, so it would suggest that UK-wide, you'd imagine that things
are quieter. I wonder if it'll bounce back.
Well, I did a gig the other day, and it was like just a scratch band, a military Christmas party, and that's the first one I've done for years.
Don't mind me asking, what do you mean by scratch band?
Yeah, I wanted to know
It's
that.
not. They've not actually booked like a band with a name. It's,
okay.
They've booked a band and 4 musicians turn up
Oh, okay.
and play. It was Ox, James, and Ben from Two Doors Down.
Oh, nice.
But they weren't booked as Two Doors Down.
Mm.
It was, can you do a 4-piece indie rock gig?
Supply us music.
And we've just turned up as 4
Nice
people who can do that. So and the fee was okay, like £200 each.
Nice.
But then speaking to the other guys, they said they've got some gigs over Christmas, and the fees they were talking about, like, you know, going to Milton Keynes for £180, doing a gig at South Sea Beach Cafe for £80.
Mm.
So I just think it's not that there aren't gigs, but the correlation between who's paying and the money musicians want is at an all-time wide gap.
That's the crazy thing. I think the cost of everything has increased, but I think before I played in the wedding band, I used to do pubs for £50 each.
Yeah.
And the same pubs charge, like, pay bands the same amount of money now.
Yeah.
The beer is like twice the price, and everything else costs, you know, fuel costs twice as much. So it's just
I think it's music we find the same with recording bands, don't we?
you can't. It's
like
you're still paying £8 an hour for you.
edit. Yeah. So people, they want music. People want live bands. People want to record music, but then they just get suddenly, when the money gets spoken about, everyone gets a bit nervous. It's like, oh, I can't spend that. I can't allocate this money.
It's always been a luxury. Music is a luxury, whether you're writing it and recording it or going and performing it. It's can you have a wedding without a band? Yes. Can you have a wedding without food? No. So it really is an ancillary item that gets added. But even a friend of mine, his mum was like, oh, we're going to a restaurant for New Year's Eve. They usually have live music, but they're not having it this year. And they said, oh, if we were going to have live music, it would all cost everyone £20 extra, because everything, you know, that music's always been considered. I remember years ago, a friend of mine, piano player, took a phone call, and he was like, yeah, I can play 2 hours, blah, blah, blah. And he said, oh, my fees are... And the conversation was essentially they were surprised he was charging money, but they wanted him to go and play piano in a hotel for 2 hours and was just expecting him to do it for free. So the value given to music has never been one that that people accept, if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
And obviously with the price of things going up, it costs more, but we also need our money to go up because we have to pay for mortgages and fuel and energy. And so that disparity is just maybe at a much wider place, and usually it's a bit narrower. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
And I think there has to be a point where, you know, do you... I know people taking gigs for a lot less money. That a couple of years ago, no chance they'd have done it.
Because it's a gig.
Because it's a gig. Because
Yeah.
you
And it
either
fills up the
do
diary,
it
yeah.
or you do nothing.
Yeah, and if you are a full-time musician, I mean...
You just have to make decisions as and when.
Yeah, absolutely.
But obviously, if everyone starts doing it, it just drives the economy down. And
Because it's. You think as a country in the world, we're probably one of the biggest exporters of music, aren't we?
Yeah.
For our size.
Yeah.
But it's not valued in society in the same way.
Well, the thing is, like, you know, streaming is just taking it to an all. Like, we literally just give music away for free now.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, that's another
crazy.
point
Like,
as well.
so people don't expect to pay for music.
It's the same as you going back to bands struggling to pay to record because they're not going to get anything for it.
Yeah.
I suppose 10, 15 years ago, maybe even longer.
Well, my old band,
Paying
Bender...
we're of the generation. I was paying £15 for an album.
Yeah.
And there was no other option.
Yeah.
It's like, what? You want to listen to that?
Yeah.
They
So
were simpler
people
times.
would invest in something that they were going to make back, even if they sold 100 CDs, they would make back what they...
And I think we were discussing this the other day, Ben, weren't we? And I literally said, will there be a change? Like, we literally just give music away for free now. Is that it forever? Or is that going to change?
I guess
that is basically...
I think the value of content has been diluted, and music is content.
Just for everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
For everything.
Yeah. So
You even look at TV, like a show, you know, in the noughties or even earlier, like BBC One, prime time,
Big production
everyone
value
watched
and
it.
stuff,
30 million people watched it.
Yeah.
And again, this might tie in slightly to why we don't get modern songs that will last in wedding bands, because you've got Disney, Amazon, Netflix, Sky, Hulu, HBO, all these different providers. they don't have to go through the gatekeeper of BBC One or mainstream terrestrial TV. You can find your audience without the need for a gatekeeper.
Yeah.
So you can, because everyone can self-publish and self-release, people can make TV show quality stuff, put it on YouTube. You hear a lot of comedians, my stand-ups on YouTube.
Yeah.
Because they retain control. It doesn't need to go on Comedy Central. It doesn't need to go on Netflix. So you get this, a band can be huge and no one else know about them.
Yeah.
Because they found their cult through Spotify, through social media. And the same with shows. Like, oh, this show's amazing. No one, people, you speak to someone, they have never heard of it.
Yeah.
Well, it's because it's on Disney
Don't have
and
a subscription to Disney Plus or something.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so songs will never just be as big because you don't need to listen to the charts to get your new music. You don't need to do that. Yeah. And with bands, I mean, 3 Day Bender, when I was 16 to 21, we'd record an EP, we'd make 100, 150 CDs, we'd do loads of gigs, and we'd make the money
and then
back, and that would pay for the next one. So EPs were funded from the previous EP. And now you're right, now you're expecting a band to drop, 400 or 500 quid on a single or upwards thousands of pounds on an album.
Yeah, which is like justified. It's justified for
literally get zero.
And get
and knowingly, knowingly, they're not expecting.
And get infinitely more reach as well, because you'll get 20,000 plays on it and then still get fuck all. Whereas you could have sold 150 CDs to your nan and like all your mates and that, and it just and you'd make that money back, but it was still sustainable, wasn't it? So,
yeah.
And there was more places to play, and
Well, that's another thing. Yeah, we could gig a lot.
Yeah,
because you had Horseshoe, Air Balloon, as well as the Wedge and the Contented Pig, and so all these places.
Sellers.
So Easy Sellers, yeah.
Great,
even when I was
we saw that shut
more than I think we played one of the last nights, probably like shut.
Really?
They're like, fuck this, not doing it anymore.
Not worth it, is it?
Closed this place.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Yeah.
Elliott, as an original artist, who you've started work on an EP, a new EP, what's your viewpoint on being, the artist?
My viewpoint on the creation of it is not looking too far forward in terms of return. The reason I do the next EP, the next record, would be for kind of personal fulfillment, and like with like an eye to take it onto the live stage, but financially, like it's an investment for more myself and anyone who wants to listen to it than it is to think, like, I'm going to turn a big profit on this.
And I think that is the same for the vast.
Yeah, it has to be, doesn't it?
Yeah. The people, they have this need to be creative, and you can't stop that.
Yeah.
And it's enjoyable. So they do it knowing probably they might have a dream, but probably it's not going to get the reach that you'd want. But that's
do you think that knowing comes from having the dream, it not happening? Like it's
that's true,
it's
because
knowing.
we've all had the dream. Well, everyone
All
in this room has had the dream, and then gone, oh, it's not going to happen.
You've come off the stage and gone, actually, you know what, this could go somewhere, and it hasn't happened, and then you just become accepting of the fact that.
I mean, there's always that hope, though. You know, deep in your
Elliott's
soul.
Still got it.
I've still got that deep in my soul, regardless of what life throws at you. And
but I think
you have to learn to accept. I need to change my thought process to why I'm doing this original music.
Yeah, I think
and then be at peace with that.
It's a beautiful thing that aspiration to create doesn't fully dissolve. I think, especially like with the financial input to it. I think it's the same with any trade. Like if it's a really good trade, like production, it's worth every penny. The money is justified because of the quality of the product. But the reason you're doing it, to be able to have that feeling of wanting to invest that money and the time and effort and the collaboration is it needs to kind of supersede the financial gain you'll get from it, and it is a beautiful thing.
It's about the journey as well. Like it's not. Sometimes I have to say to artists, just enjoy the process.
The journey.
Enjoy being in this studio. Enjoy don't focus on just getting it finished, because once it's finished, it's finished.
Yeah, because that is still magic.
Inevitably comes the disappointment.
Yeah. I don't think that magic fades though. Whenever you are in the studio recording, You know, it's definitely. I think that is still very similar to how it was 20 years ago. You know, when it was.
Yeah.
I remember you saying on a previous episode, Ben, like when you're younger and you're spending like a few days recording like your first kind of single or whatever, it's you are living the dream for those day or three or whatever, and it's that magic is still there. I don't think that fades because you want to create a perfect product and you want to create something that you love, but also that you hope other people will love, because all artists or bands want other people's validation too. So you've got the passion there.
I definitely remember it being like a split thing. I remember obviously like just being I'm in a band I believe is good.
Yeah.
I'm in a band with guys I really like, and I'm really enjoying going and playing. We had aspirations, I think, to maybe go up that next level and to enter that touring circuit where you're playing joiners with and 100 people turn up. Like we didn't ever think it would go bigger than that, and we never got there, you know. But I still, at the time, just loved going into the studio to record, and I even just loved going to rehearsal and doing it.
Yeah,
and I definitely think that has been lost.
Oh.
What for you?
But you and me can't, because our life is just in the recording studio, so we can't relate. Like,
you can go somewhere else.
The excitement of a band rehearsal, or whatever, isn't the same as someone who doesn't spend every day,
of course,
in a studio.
But I think even maybe it's not lost, but it does shift. It just has to shift when you move on to the next project, because you've got a failure behind you.
But it's a young man.
Not a failure, but you know,
it's a young man's game as well, isn't it? Or woman's, like, you know. The reason young people, they have all this time. They can devote, it can be their whole life, can be being in a band, gigging, making music.
You know what would be really scary now, though, if you were 18 doing it again? I'm not going to segue into people like you.
How do you mean?
No,
people like me.
Joking. No, it's that like playing the music and gigging is almost supplementary to how good you are at TikTok.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Like
So
how
if we were
terrifying
18,
that would be, because the love of it, I imagine, is slightly diminished. There's a band that rehearsed at our place that they started when they were like 15, 16. And you can tell, like, just immediately from the drummer, because he's good enough, like hitting it hard enough, and it's like they're going to be, if they stick at it, they'll be really good. And then they recorded a couple of songs, and but they have to spend the entire time marketing themselves in a certain way to be able to get gigs, because it used to be, I know so and so runs that venue, he'd get you on Tuesday, and
hand him a CD.
Hand him a CD. Now it's just like I have to fit a TikTok algorithm for me to be relevant to get.
I had a band
20,000 plays, or
I had a band in a few weeks ago rehearsing. They booked a 2-hour slot, and they probably spent the first 40 minutes and then the last 15 filming stuff for social media, and then they were even filming stuff in the car.
I noticed how they turn up with like the lights.
What, you turn that off?
Like the light rings and stuff like that, and they have to film, and it's like that would do my head in.
No, I spoke to a woman the other day who I was playing for, an artist, and she was on about TikTok and said, like, people won't go near her because she doesn't have 10,000 followers, and that's what labels will say. And she says she hates doing TikToks, but every day there's a new one, and it's because if you don't do it, even Dutch Criminal Records, I remember talking to them, and when I did a gig with them, and I don't know if it's their manager or someone who was just like, you got to be on it with the TikTok guys, because otherwise you just not.
Yeah,
no
you're
one's
non-existent.
and it's just.
Are you guys even a band?
Yeah, exactly.
I guess you've got to find a way to be creative with it and enjoy it.
That would kill my love for it, though, I think.
Yeah.
If I was forced
Well,
that's the thing. You have to. It's another passion you have to have. Or maybe organically in you or one of the band.
Goes back to you saying it's a young man's game, isn't it? Because we weren't brought up like that. So
I think the minute you fall out of touch with how marketing is going as well, it's a lot to learn to get back up to like modern day, I think.
But you hear a lot of bands, they were young and they did well because one of them had a studio. Do you know what I mean? Like one of them had. This band did quite well because one of them knew how to build a website. And I'm talking like in the 90s, noughties. Someone in the band had a skill that gave them an advantage above just good music. And it's almost like now you need that skill in addition.
Yeah.
Like, and if you don't have that, it's just going to be a lot harder. But
Yeah.
maybe we are too old to sort of comment
Too
on
old,
it. But
And also, I always
Like,
feel
what's
what's
music.
Red
always,
like with it?
She's good. She's really good at the Instagram stuff. But I think even she, she sees it as I don't know, it is a chore. We had a rehearsal once where we spent 2 hours filming one TikTok and she didn't even post it because it wasn't good enough. And it was like, we could have been rehearsing a song. We could have been writing a song. You know what I mean?
A few years back, you would have been. That's
Yeah,
all you would have
this
been
is it.
doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Music always has reactions, doesn't it? And there will be bands that are like, no, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
It's just gonna be
And they'll
the-
become massive
Yeah.
because of that.
Yeah.
The Oasis.
There's
of
probably
10
a lot
years'
of
time.
luck
Yeah.
involved in
Yeah.
how they become massive, and they're obviously got to be amazing.
Mm.
But like a Radiohead of modern day would just be fuck off,
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah.
But you could argue a Radiohead of today wouldn't make it.
Yeah.
But I think in the law of averages, they will. I don't know who that is because I'm old and out of touch. But
I guess it's
I definitely
saturated,
think there'll be bands who are anti.
Mm.
Hey, check out my band! You know all that
Yeah.
bollocks.
Literally
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess, my worry is they just get a wave of shit because they're good at social media.
Yeah.
You know,
well,
you're-
aren't Wet Leg a bit like that? I've
Yeah,
heard-
just got to a position because they.
Okay, that's a great example. How did they? Because they're world known.
Yeah.
Yeah.
aren't
Yeah.
they?
And they're
Great
good.
band, Yeah.
I don't
they
know
are.
about them, but I've
How-
heard that they're just.
How they're from the Isle of Wight as
Yeah.
well?
Yeah.
I thought they were Scandinavian.
No, they're from the Isle of Wight.
Isle of Wight.
Isle of Wight's basically Scandinavian.
Yeah.
It is a different country.
Yeah. So that how did they?
It's fucking weird. Sorry.
I think it's
back in time, man.
just riding a wave or getting on
Yeah.
board some trend or something.
I mean, OK Go.
I was going to say,
Elevate. Not elevator? What are they called? Treadmills.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they got creative
Yeah.
with it, didn't they?
So if you do, they were like the YouTube band when YouTube came out. That was the video, and
and
then
then the videos were just way better than the songs.
yeah,
Mm.
this is
So-
it.
full
Yeah.
circle with the classic wedding songs. There's so many bands that are just creating content for a reason. Are there going to be any classic songs from bands? Probably
Yeah.
not.
Mm.
Might tie in.
Here's something I heard on a podcast the other day as well. Is it Melody Maker magazine? Is that
Yeah,
it?
rings a bell.
So in the 90s,
They've made all the melodies possible now. It's game
Done.
over.
Done.
in the 80s, 90s, even earlier, bit of the noughties, music magazines and reviews were that was everything. Even like when we were in
Yeah,
bands,
getting in Kerrang.
we would send all our recordings off to Kerrang and Melody Maker to get reviews because that's how you'd. And I listened to a podcast with an interview with a Melody Maker journalist, and he said it's irrelevant now because of social media. Reviewing records just doesn't carry any weight
Yeah.
that it used to because some twat online can just write, "Oh, I think this is shit,"
Yeah.
or whatever. Like you've got the reviews in the comment section,
Yeah.
and he said because of that, he thinks music's stagnated in the last 10 years because what would happen is the media would go, check out this new band, and then it'd be like Blur, and then like Blur, this new band, and then a review of their album, and then you'd go and buy that record, and then Blur would be big, and then they'd be like, oh no, Blur, now something else, and something else, so music would keep moving on.
Yeah.
Whereas we've just been stuck with Ed Sheeran and Taylor Swift.
Hey,
But like,
can't knock Sheeran.
I like them both.
I fucking love
But how long have they been
Oh yeah,
the
yeah,
pinnacle?
Yeah.
yeah. True. Very true.
And they're like still so like Taylor Swift has never been so relevant,
Yeah,
but she's been around for fucking ages.
she's
and
clinging on, man.
and
She's-
music never wasn't like that. It would always bang, 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 move on to the
Yeah.
next thing. And
True.
he argues that it's because music magazines and reviews aren't
Yeah.
a thing. They're just not a thing anymore.
And there's no genres anymore. I don't feel like there's no like.
It's pop.
Yeah, there's no like punks
just-
and then mods and then new wave. It's just
Yeah.
it's just all music because of, I don't know, Spotify. You can listen to anything.
What
so
Ben
it's
was
not
saying
like-
earlier about
Yeah.
like the
There's no gatekeeper.
And
yeah.
you can talk directly to the bands.
Yeah.
You can
Which is
talk
weird.
directly to the comedians. You can talk directly
Well,
to the actors.
that ruins a bit of it, because I remember seeing a video of Michael Jackson in the 80s, and he came on stage. Why is that funny?
I just wonder where it was going.
But he came on stage, and everyone went mental, and people were commenting like, "Why is everyone going so mad?" And it
crazy,
was
isn't it?
like, well, because there was no Instagram. There was like when
It's like
they saw him,
Beatlemania.
yeah, that was
Yeah.
the only time they'd ever see it. Whereas you can see like a reel of your favorite band.
Or they're speaking directly towards the
Yeah,
camera.
yeah.
I think
I.e.
Neil's right, though.
speaking towards you. Like,
I do think there are big bands that will buck that. I know, like,
hopefully.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of Arctic Monkeys, and they've never had a social media presence or done, hey, it's Alex. So I guess when they tour every 5 years or something, people are genuinely excited to see them, as opposed to like, I know everything about you. I know what your cat's called, or
But I think they did go against stuff. They didn't do music videos at the start like that. Bet You Look Good on the Dance Floor was just them playing, because they were like, we're not doing a video. And I heard there was a lot of that. Like, but I think that's, as you said, if you're good enough, then you can avoid TikToks. But I don't know who the next band is that.
Well, I was going to move on to any goals or aspirations for 2024. And number one, I think we can all agree after that chat, is we're going to all start a band. I've already signed us up to TikTok.
I've been filming this whole conversation.
That'd be a cracking
Just
band.
us like putting fudge up our bum. Views.
We
Check
would
out our
go
new single.
viral.
Imagine that NME write us up to
I've got my cat
the
of
next
beef
new
stock.
hit, yeah. Men of good stock.
Yeah, Men of Good Stock. Hey, that's
stars.
a great name. Men of Good Stock.
I've got to go in a minute, so I'm just slow.
That's
The
right.
fudge
Slowly.
comments. Send it over.
That's a step
I'm
too
done.
far.
I'm not being associated with this.
But yeah, Josh, any goals? We've got your grade 1 in
Grade 1.
January.
Yeah, big time. Check back when that's. If I don't talk to you by
See what-
February, I failed.
Next Christmas, see
yeah.
how grade
2.
you're at there.
And no, I really would like to, along Elliott's line, rediscover a passion for doing it for enjoyment.
Love
It's
that.
a nice thing to be able to do, I suppose. If you have
Absolutely.
Nelly Belly?
get 5 of 5s back on the roster.
Yeah.
Probably, I imagine.
No,
Yeah.
keep snapping. But highlight of the year is just working here. It's been probably my best year here ever. Keep that going.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ben. Just keep getting better. Hopefully record some good bands. Elliott, hopefully record an Elliott Joseph EP.
Yeah, hopefully finish that.
Yeah. yeah,
Did some
absolutely.
drums 6
That is
months
the plan.
ago. And
Yeah. It slowly does it. It'll be worth every second you wait, or every month you wait. Just to go straight from that, do a new record and just enjoy it. Looking forward to rebranding the Function band as well. That'd be really cool. I think something to look forward to there, and just a lease of life.
Challenge.
I'm thinking,
making that fun.
bit of reinvigoration. Georgie boy.
Maybe find a new artist to play for and play some bigger
Worm
gigs.
your way into another band.
Worm my way into another band. Yeah, be nice to
Steal some cheese from a gig.
Be nice to play a big gig, and then next year
Buy
we
your
do
own
this again,
cheese.
and then I can be like, "That was cool, wasn't it? Shepherd's Bush or something like that." Do you know what I mean?
That'd be cool.
So
You
yeah,
could do-
play my biggest venue so far. I'd
Love
say
that.
Yeah, go with
Love
that.
Nice.
Ben,
I don't know.
well, that's been Drum and Drum.
No, I think more of the same, really.
Drums and stuff.
I've got some decisions to make at some point regarding what's going to be the next 10 years. That's
Love that.
When you get to 40, that is kind of what starts cropping up.
You're in your 30s, aren't you?
late 30s.
Late 30s.
I feel like
Born in the
you're
30s.
gaining that certain wisdom, though.
Well, I think
I'm the only one in the 20s
Look
for
30.
now. Wait
it's
till
kind of
next
a
year.
case of going, okay, well, for the next 10 years, what do I want life to be like? And even 5 years, but putting those things, I did it. It was similar when I wanted to go to uni. I put the feelers out early for what I needed to do to get there. When I was at, PlayStation and thinking about coming back to sports, put the feelers out. What do I need to do? What's going to be the way forward? Buying the studio, all that sort of thing. And so I think now I've got a plan in my head, and next year's probably about starting to execute that plan to build the next phase. I think I'm going to enter a new phase of career, but
Brilliant.
I think just try and keep enjoying it, really,
That's cool.
because I've had a shit end of the year,
Yeah.
and puts things into perspective, and that's it. And if you can enjoy it, then you're winning.
Absolutely.
And on that note,
We'll leave it
That's
there.
beautiful.
I better go and pick my daughter up.
Thanks for coming out.
Pleasure.
Thanks,
Neil, farewell, my
Thanks,
friend.
mate.
Merry Christmas. Thank you for the chocolate bonbons.
You too. You too.
Oh, God, I love you.
Doing a
Jesus.
fist bump.
I wish I could give you a big old hug.
Have I got everything? I'll get my coat out of the office.
Thanks for the fudge.
My coat in the office.
Thanks
Yeah.
for the
Enjoy
chocolate
your
bonbons.
fudge. I'm not a pedo.
Please let that be the title of the episode.
Well, I'm not a
I'm not a
pedo.
pedo.
All thanks for the fudge.
Should we wrap it up?
And there, yeah. Perfect.
Thanks for coming on, boys.
Yeah,
See you
thank
next
you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Yeah.
Christmas.
Thanks for having us.
Everyone. There we go.
There we go.
There we ho.
I don't know what you kept in, so I'm not going to talk about it.
No,
Hopefully
but
you
what
got
a
rid of
lovely time.
Elliott's 10-minute rant about the Euro. So, right, go on then. What's the
Yeah,
quiz?
some of Josh's very controversial opinions.
Yeah.
Well, shall I start with the Pointless story? I'll start with
Oh,
that.
yeah, go on if you want, yeah.
So, been watching a lot of Pointless recently. I do like a quiz. I love a quiz,
Mm.
Got into them a lot in lockdown. And one guy, they do the little... They could trim it down to a lovely, sweet 20 minutes. But they drag it out by letting us get to know the people.
Can I
Tell
tell
us
you what I
something.
hate about Pointless? I don't know who the Richard Osman one is now. It seems to change. But
It's changes now, yeah.
the fucking arrogance of Alexander Armstrong when they finish the round,
And they go,
And
do
he
you know? And
goes-
he goes, yep.
he goes, "Well, Richard, did you know any of us on the board?" And then Richard's like, "I knew a few." And Alexander Armstrong will be like, "Oh, I think I knew Beethoven, surely Beethoven, And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, they've already lost the round. Stop rubbing it in that you're more intelligent than every guest that's ever been on. You could look at the notes before. You could see the questions,
He's got an earpiece. He's got a TV
He's got an
screen.
yeah.
I think it's
Wanker.
just the whole point of that show is just to prove how, well-educated people who go to Cambridge are.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
So go on then. What was this story?
No, that's fine. So they do, tell us about yourself. When they're 3 shows in, you're like, I fucking don't care about this. But, anyway,
Yeah.
one guy told a story about, and I sent this to you,
Mm.
filmed it, we'll get this on the
Mm.
gram,
Mm.
about how he was staying in a hotel,
Mm.
he got up to go to the loo,
Mm.
he went out the wrong door. Instead of going into the bathroom, he went out into the hallway. The doorway shut behind him and locked, and he had to go to reception in his pants.
Mm.
Absolute verbatim.
Yeah,
For
yeah,
my-
yeah.
for
I
my
mean, even
Oxford
down
Thief story.
to the pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just think, I think he's probably had a listen to this.
Maybe.
This podcast and gone,
Maybe.
that's a good story. No one will have heard this podcast before. All
No.
right, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're reaching literally tens of people every year.
Mm.
And he's
Every
nicked
year.
my story. But anyway, would you like to do a little quiz?
Yeah, please.
Let's see out the year, because this is the last one of the year.
Oh, actually, I'll tell my Christmas fact before you do
please
the quiz.
do.
And we can end
Please
with
do.
the quiz. So, Slade have a Christmas song, obviously. I saw an interview with Noddy Holder the other day. I just found this interesting. Right before they recorded their Christmas hit, the drummer and his girlfriend were in a car crash. Girlfriend died, and then the drummer was in a coma. And literally days after getting out of the coma, they recorded the song. And he still has memory problems to this day. So he can't remember things post-crash. So he can remember things that happened before, but now it's like he can't remember beyond like an hour or something. So they literally had to do the drum track bit by bit, bar by bar. But I was like, isn't that interesting? They still were like, come on, got to get this Christmas tune out. I don't care that you just got out of a coma.
We've been through
And
this, verse 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
Exactly.
8 bars.
All it is da, 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 da. Yeah. I just thought that was quite interesting. Just thought we've got to have some Christmas fact in there.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that quiz.
Well, let's see out 2023. I just went through some stats, really, and I thought I'd
Okay.
quiz you on them.
Yep.
Right. Drum and Drummer.
Mm.
How many episodes? But this is all including. Well, this includes. I'll say all this. This includes this current episode.
Okay.
But the stats are as of the 18th of December when I looked them up.
Okay.
But anyway, it includes today's episode, the Christmas episode. Okay. How many episodes did we release in 2023?
Well, surely it's 52, right?
You'd think, wouldn't you?
You would. You would. Is it not?
No.
Oh.
It's 51.
We fucked up there somehow. We missed a week.
I think just the way the Thursdays fell,
Yeah.
we missed out on the...
Does that mean next year it'll be 53 or
I don't know, actually.
no? We'll find
Maybe.
out.
Or we have majorly fucked up something.
Yeah. Completely.
Okay, how many
missed a week.
guests have we had on in 2023 and over how many episodes? Because the numbers aren't the same.
What do you mean? I get the guest bit. How many guests have we had on? But
Yeah.
over how many?
And
oh,
h-
what?
and how
As
ma-
in, have we had repeat guests or
No. Well,
what do you mean?
first answer this. How many guests have we had on?
I think that's 17.
17. You'd
Yeah.
be wrong. We've had 23,
Oh, cool. Better then.
but
I'll happily be
21
wrong.
episodes. Because of today's episode, because we had 3 guests on today.
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, got you.
Anyway, do you know what our longest episode was? How long was it?
What? This year?
This year. This is all 2023.
This year. I mean, it will be a guest. I want to say Emily Derlin Davis.
Yes,
Was it? Yeah.
it
Yeah.
is.
There you go.
And it was
It
an
was between
hour.
her and Jack, I was going to
Yeah,
say.
it's an hour and 8 minutes and 16 seconds.
There you go. Yeah.
So
And that was whittled down. You know,
that was
we had a
whittled.
long chat.
Whittled. We love a good old bit of whittling.
Yeah.
How many downloads have we had in 2023?
I have no idea. I mean, 500.
No.
More?
Nearly 5,000.
Oh, God. Look at how few I think we have. Nearly 5,000. That's good.
Yeah,
That is good.
4,893 as of the 18th of December. I'm sure it shot
Fantastic.
up past the,
Mm.
across the 5,000 mark with these last 2
That would
episodes
be good.
that
I'll do
came
a
out.
post if we do
That'd
that.
be nice.
Yeah.
What was our most downloaded episode?
Jack Geary.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, I know that one.
What was the most used platform to listen to Drum and Drummer?
I mean, I think Spotify, right?
Correct.
But is it going to be a
yes.
curveball? Is it?
No,
Yeah.
Spotify, 39.85% of the market share. Yeah, you don't need luck when you got 39.85% of the listeners behind you. Here we go. Here's a good one.
Yeah.
In how many countries were we streamed?
Oh, God.
Downloaded.
Well, it's at least 2. I don't know. 13?
No.
More?
63.
Fuck off. Really?
Yeah.
Fair play. That's
a lot
all
of
right.
them are just one.
Yeah.
One download.
It's just whenever we go to another country, just
Yeah.
download an episode.
And can you name the top 3 countries that we were downloaded in?
Well, is it UK?
That's number 1.
I mean,
yeah.
obviously that's the
Oh.
top one. I didn't know if it was
It
like
counts as
England.
one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
The States.
That is number 2. Can you name
And then
number 3?
3, I don't know. Spain.
It's not Spain.
Is it in Europe?
Yes.
Germany?
No.
Sweden?
No.
I'm just guessing now. Russia? It's not really
No.
Europe. France?
Yes.
Ah, cool.
In France.
Well,
yeah.
bonjour, motherfuckers.
Bonjour, motherfuckers. That's how they say it. Yeah. And the
Cool.
last question, what's
Oh,
my
yeah.
middle name?
You don't have one.
Correct.
Cool. There we go. We
And
should
that
be
was-
on that. What's that show where you have to guess something about your partner and it's like, how well do you know him?
Oh.
Right. We'd be
Yeah,
all right
yeah,
at
yeah.
bits of that. You know what I mean? Other bits, no clue. Right. Should we end?
Let's end there.
Well, have a
Thank-
great time in New York.
Thank you. I
You'll be
am
there.
enjoying it right now as
You'll
we
be there
speak.
now. Yeah. Hopefully you are enjoying it. What will you be doing on the 28th? Do you know?
28th. We got a ferry sort of tour trip booked round there. Manhattan.
Nice.
Doing a
Pretty
bit of that. That's on the 28th. Last night would have been at the Brooklyn Nets, seeing them watching the basketball.
Nice.
But yeah, anyway, George, what a pleasure it's been, 2023.
Yeah, another year.
Yes, thank you to everyone who's listened, everyone who's joined the show, every guest we've had on, everyone we've spoken to, anyone who's got in touch.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. And we will be back in 2024 for more
and
of
we
the
ain't
same.
stopping. We're not stopping. There's
No
we're going to
chance.
be the fucking superior drum podcast.
With the last fucking thing left.
Whether you like it or not. We're coming
you could
for
actually
all.
listen to.
Yeah.
It'll be us.
Yeah.
We'll be there.
This is it.
Goodbye and Happy New Year!
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you for listening to Drum and Drummer. You can find us on Instagram at Drum and Drummer Podcast. And you can send us an email to drumanddrummerpod@gmail.com. Remember, just pick up the sticks and twat it.